and I love Lifetime movies.
Hi, I'm Patrick Serrano, and I'm a Lifetime movie expert.
I'm Dan, and I despise Lifetime movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark Podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Yep. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Another month, another Lifetime movie.
That's right.
With Patrick. Pretty excited about it. Hi, Patrick.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to talk about another Lifetime movie so quickly.
I know. We took like a 2-month break because of health stuff, and now it feels like we're just right back at it.
We got to make up for lost time.
Patrick also heard we were leaving the studio, and he was like, I got to have one more.
That's it. This is the last time we'll talk with us in this studio.
We'll
Patrick.
talk with us? Oh, my God.
You'll talk with us.
That's the last time you'll talk with us in this studio.
How do you feel
Patrick.
about that?
Right.
Yeah.
We're relocating onward and upward.
Yes.
You could podcast from anywhere, so why not the beach?
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
exactly right. We
Yeah,
bought
yeah,
a
yeah.
beach house.
That's right. Boy,
The
wouldn't that be
commute's
nice?
going to suck, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're really excited about that. And I know, like, we've had a lot of good memories in this one with you. What's your favorite memory of us in the studio?
Yeah, I remember being in the studio and thinking Tom Arnold was dead, but he wasn't.
Oh,
that was
yeah. That
fun.
was a good one. Yeah.
So that would be my top. And then that one time when we had a sleepover in the place and we had sleeping bags. It was really fun.
Yeah. It
sleeping
was a
bags.
fun time.
Yeah.
Patrick did come to the studio and do one live.
Yes.
Yeah. Here
Yeah.
when
I
we,
did.
in like 23.
Christmas in July.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, hot off the plane, just right to the studio.
Right
That's
to the
exactly.
studio.
That's exactly. I think you were sleeveless. Yes.
Sleeveless
Yes.
is what we remember about that. Sleeveless, of course.
I
Do you
remember when
do you
Patrick's
Patrick's
sleeveless.
skin?
Yeah.
Patrick's nails? Do you remember his nails? That
I don't
day?
remember his nails that day, but I just remember he was sleeveless.
That's
And
right.
It was a win for all of
That's
us.
Yeah.
Win for everybody
Of
involved.
course.
Fileout.tv/DTH. You can watch this show. You can watch Lifetime, all in one nice place. I think that's real sweet. So come hang out with us. See the studio one last time, and see Patrick's last time in the studio. Remote. It's not that big of a deal for him.
It really
'cause he's
isn't.
remotely,
Yeah,
but
he's in the same spot.
yeah,
He
but
would,
I think that's-
next time we
Yeah.
see him, he'll be in that same spot too. So
that's
Yeah.
exactly right.
Well, maybe I'll change my studio too.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
your
love
studio looks
that.
really good though. I like that blue light behind you.
Yeah, got a little lighting. It's all about the lighting.
Today we are heading down to Florida, Dan.
Okay.
To the Everglades.
All right.
To the Everglades for Abducted in the Everglades.
You guys remember that TV show, The Glades? It was on A&E. It ended with a I've probably complained about this on this program before. I don't know of anybody that watched it until Aaron just nodded her head. It ended on an actual cliffhanger. The lead
wow.
of the show, if you're going to watch The Glades, don't. The lead of the show is lying down on the floor and bleeding out. And they just roll the credits and there's not another season. It's a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing.
Well, lucky for you, this movie picks up right where.
Oh, perfect.
It
show
actually,
left off.
weirdly enough, does end up there or begin there, which is
there.
really great. But before we dive in, I don't think Patrick had seen the Glades because tell Dan where you thought the Everglades were
Oh,
before
no.
you watched this movie.
Oh, no.
Right. So Dan, I was gonna have a geography quiz. Everglades to me sound like a mountain.
You mean Everest?
Maybe I'm thinking of that, or like where spring water comes from. Doesn't it come from the Everglades? The snow melting
No.
caps
No.
of the mountains. So I was really
I
confused
said
when
Everest
we-
already. Everest was the thing.
I must be conflating the two because I was like waiting for the mountains to show up. I'm like, why are we at the beach? Why are we in a swamp? Surely, we're being abducted to the mountains, the Everglades, at some
Abducted
point.
to the mountains. Got it.
Right, but it didn't happen, and I was very disappointed. And then I realized maybe I don't know what Everglades means.
Yes.
And I've
So,
never been there.
That's
For
so
those at home that are as confused as Patrick, tell it like what are the Everglades?
Yes, so the Everglades are where you take those boats with fans on the back of them.
That's right.
And you ride around. I think there was a Netflix movie one time about living in a swampy area, and they only traveled by the fans.
Yep. There you go. That's everything
It's
you need
where
to
you
know.
take the boats with the fans.
Everything you need to know about the Everglades.
They're in CSI Miami's theme song,
There you go.
for what
Yeah.
it's worth.
The Everglades are a fascinating area of Florida. It is honestly, it's just kind of like its own thing. That, and I'm saying this as somebody who's from Florida. It's as Florida as everything else is. Like Florida's kind of its own thing. The Everglades are its own thing within that own thing. Like it's just a special part of Florida that you just are kind of like. This is the Everglades.
And as much as
anything goes in the Everglades,
for listeners in Florida and around the world to feel as though they know what the Everglades are based on they're their own thing, and this is where you'd ride the boat with the fans. I believe Everglades is a national park. It's got a lot of acres of wetland in it, and it's that part of Florida.
It's basically all swamp. It's all swamp.
Yes, great. So now we did do it.
Yep, we did do it.
Okay.
Good,
And honestly, like the Floridians basically think of the Everglades as
where you hide dead bodies.
where you hide dead bodies, but it's also like Nollins, like the outskirts of Nollins. where
Nollins
everybody-
East.
Yeah, Nollins East. It's like, let's take that and then let's put it in Florida. And it's just kind of there. And then there's lots of
Right.
gators and dead bodies.
Gators.
Yeah, I think I thought they were the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mount Everest, different than Everglades.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
But
Yes.
it both has ever in it.
Those have ever in
that's
it.
exactly right.
Yes.
But yes, this movie does pick up where the Glades left off. Patrick, take it away.
Who's in it?
Okay.
Oh, Tori
Oh,
Spelling.
this is great. Well, yeah, you need to know. Tori Spelling's back on Lifetime. If
Wow.
you're concerned
All right.
about
Shout
her
out.
well-being. She's back. She hasn't been on since she did that movie with James Franco, who we don't talk about anymore.
That's right.
But yeah, so that was like 2013, 14. I mean, pre-blog days. So yeah, but she's the old school. She's the original, Lifetime movie actress.
And she's
Pretty
great.
much. And she's great. She's great. I think Tori Spelling is good at acting, but she just doesn't like to do it.
Sure.
Yeah, and I just looked Tori Spelling up. She's only 50 years old, and like I feel like she's been around and on screen for just decades. So
Her
it
whole
just
life, pretty much.
she's just this is she. You're right. When you think Lifetime, Tori Spelling movie is
Yeah.
a name that you would say. There you go.
Yeah, and Lifetime really buried this one. They didn't promote it that much, so I was
Interesting.
surprised to see that they didn't. But yes, well, I was like, Brand texts me, hey, what should we cover? And I was like, oh, well, the movies this week are pretty dark. And then I said, how about whatever this movie is called, Abducted in the Everglades.
The snow one.
And Brand responds, fun? Question mark. I'm like, I don't know if any Lifetime movie is fun necessarily.
not
but-
what we
This
watch it.
movie's fun. This is a fun movie.
Yes, so I knew what you meant, but I was like, let me stay away from the true crime because we've been on a true crime spree. All right, so
But
speaking
this
of
one,
crimes-
I want to say this one aired in early March, I believe.
yes, but available on Philo.
That's
so you
exactly
can watch
right.
it there.
That's where I watched it.
And the movie starts with a dead body on the beach.
Yep.
It's just a dead body, a young teen or college age girl. We cut to Tori Spelling. She's a
Yes.
waitress. Or she's not just a waitress. I think she owns the business. I mean, it's Tori Spelling. And she's calling her daughter, her college age daughter, who's on a spring break trip with the dead girl. So the dead girl is alive now. She's not dead, but
Okay.
the movie started and she was dead. So I call her dead girl all throughout my recap, and this really offended somebody in the comments. They were like, "It is so rude that you called the dead girl the dead girl.
Yeah.
She has a name, and
She does have a name,
all
and
this
she's
stuff.
also, and spoiler alert for everyone at home, not dead. She does not die in this movie.
What?
Right. There's that.
Yeah, the dead girl ends up not being dead.
But we think she's dead.
But
You-
why
the
are we
movie-
calling her dead girl?
Well, the movie starts off and you see lifeless body
dead
on
girl.
beach. You think dead,
Dead
girl.
girl.
Yeah,
Still alive.
still alive.
All right.
Right.
Patrick didn't
So
know that
just-
when he
Yeah.
Patrick didn't know that when he published this. He did technically, but because you
But
published
I
it
appreciate
after it.
the actress who played Dead Girl commenting on my post. So
Oh,
that's
there you
really
go.
nice.
Shout out
Dead
to
girl
the
loved-
actress that played dead girl that wasn't dead.
Thumbs up from dead girl.
Yes. So the college-age daughter and dead girl are on a spring break trip to the Everglades. So they're in their snow gear. They've got their skis. They're ready to go.
That's right. Spring break, ski trip.
No. They're all in their beach attire. Dead girl is like super about dating, so she's like looking on the app, seeing who's available to meet up with, and that's probably why she's dead, because she's on the apps too much. Because it's a dangerous place.
You can't do the dating apps on spring break. It's just you're asking for trouble.
Yeah, just meet someone at a bar.
That's
you're
right.
young. You're young and fun. So, dead girl doesn't want to take her things out. This was a little weird, Brand. You're gonna have to help me with this one. They rent a locker. As you do on spring break, they put their stuff in it because they don't want to pickpockets. Pickpockets are notorious in the Everglades.
That's right.
And the Tori Spelling's daughter, her name's Carly. She's like, I'll hold on to your things, dead girl. Don't worry. They post like a picture on social media, like, we're having so much fun on spring break. And Tori Spelling's like watching along on social media and like texting her daughter.
Because
like,
her daughter in real time is posting every move to social media.
Cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
As you would.
Yes. It's not like, at the end of the night, we were like, what should I post? It's just quick, rapid fire. Here's everything that's going on. Spring break, Everglades.
Woo! Snow, skiing.
And Tori Spelling is not, a Gen X. She is Gen X, I think.
She's Gen X, yeah.
She thinks like a millennial mom because she's got that location on her daughter.
Uh-huh.
She's tapped in. She's not just like wondering where her daughter is. She knows at all times.
That's exactly right.
Yes. So the dead girl, whose name is Simone, but we're still gonna call her dead girl.
Obviously.
She meets a townie at the bar. His name's Pete.
So they do actually meet at the bar. So maybe maybe you should go through the apps. Maybe that is the moral of the story. Pete is immediately sketchy, and you know that because he's constantly rubbing his hands like this, guys.
That's a dead giveaway.
I haven't lived a long time, and I haven't been to a lot of bars, and I never spring broke. But I do know that if you're talking to somebody and they start going like this, when they start talking about the night and getting drinks and whatnot, might want to stay away from that guy. You don't want the hands rubbing together guy.
Never would have caught that on the apps.
So you never would have caught that. It's something that you can only get in real life. But and I thought that what's her name? Not dead girl. Carly would have. I thought Carly was clocking that. Like, this guy's up to no good. He sees two girls at bar, and they start talking about wanting to have fun, and he starts rubbing his hands. I thought Carly was going to clock that. Carly did not clock that.
He could be keeping his hands warm,
Yeah, in the Everglades, where it's notoriously cold. That's right.
Yeah. He is wearing a tank top in the bar, and let me just comment about a tank top in a bar. If you haven't had the experience of being kicked out of a bar for wearing a tank top, I have been kicked out of a bar for wearing a tank top in a bar.
Wait, what? You can't wear a tank top at a bar?
Some bars, the men must have sleeves. The women, they can wear, whatever. But the men must have sleeves. So, yes, I've been kicked out of a bar for wearing a tank top. Be careful out there, everyone.
Are you like 100% confident there wasn't any other reason you were kicked out aside from tank top?
No. It was for sure a tank top.
Okay.
I wasn't even like allowed to like enter the bar.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
Yes. And I was like, everybody's I see so many shirtless women.
I see so many sleeves. So many sleeves out there.
Women.
I see so many sleeveless women. Let me in.
Let me in. They didn't let me in.
That's messed up.
That's messed up.
Yeah, that's exactly all that we are all about equality here on the podcast. If you're gonna let sleeveless women in the bars, you gotta let sleeveless Patrick in the bars. That's
right.
What we're talking about.
It's only fair.
It's only fair. Anyways, so we have the townie Pete. He's like, come to the beach. Let's go like night swimming, which is always a dead girl thing to happen.
Yeah,
right.
He's like, I know where all the real parties are, and they're like, okay, let's go. And so they go down to the beach, and the party is one other dude.
One
And
other guy.
again, it's another one of those things where it's just like, go, run away, get out of there. And the craziest part of it, Dan, is the other dude happens to be Carly's ex-boyfriend.
What? Get out of here.
Yeah, his name's Luke, and Pete is his cousin. So the townie Pete, like kind of, I don't know how they orchestrated this, but basically they're there to like win Carly back. Pete's like very apologetic about whatever happened. He's like, let's just party.
Well, that's
And
the
she's-
story that they give, but that's not really
Yeah.
why they're there.
Sure, just like the
Yes.
dead girl's not really dead.
No,
Right.
yeah.
100%.
We just call her dead girl.
That's right. And they do shots on the lifeguard stand.
Uh-oh.
They go swimming after doing shots. These are all bad ideas. Carly, when she goes into the water, puts her backpack down, and her backpack, of course, has the cell phone inside. And this is like,
That's
why it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, so
about the locker. and all
so she runs off with Pete, leaving Carly and was it Lucas by themselves. And she hands him her phone for some reason. I don't remember why, but he starts recording her.
Uh-oh.
And you can you start being like, I think Lucas, some like nefarious plans here. And he's like recording her, and he's like, dance for me. You used to like to dance for me. It's all very weird. But then suddenly we look out, and dead girl is beginning to have a seizure on the sand, and Pete's like, I didn't touch her.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good Pete impression.
Yeah,
I don't even know
thank
who Pete is. That's a good one.
Pete's the tank top guy. And yeah, so
Nabar,
she
he's
is
not.
having a seizure, and this is where we're like, okay, she's so dead, because there was something in the shots. Carly starts to feel woozy. She passes out. It's not great. They both they leave the dead girl, and
Yeah.
Carly is taken away.
That's right. It's here that dead girl dies.
That's right. Or does she?
Or does she? We'll find out after this
We do
break.
call her dead
Here
girl,
on
but I don't want to
Deck
give
the
anything away.
Hallmark.
Deck the Hallmark.
Welcome back, everybody. We're in the Everglades, abducted in the Everglades. Carly's been taken. Dead girl is dead.
Taken.
And
And we're sure about that.
We're pretty sure.
pretty sure.
Pretty sure.
What happens next, Patrick?
So you're wondering, like, wow, this is a lot about college partying. Where's Tori Spelling going to come into play?
Where is Tori
Don't
Spelling?
worry. Here she is. She gets the phone call that her daughter's backpack has been found, and Tori Spelling hops on the first JetBlue flight down to, I don't know what airline it was. I didn't clock it, but we do get the shot of the airplane, like,
Yes.
she goes right down or up to the Everglades, and she is looking for her daughter.
Yeah.
She's
It's
calling
weird.
Her daughter.
It's weird because, like, Luke or Lucas, whatever his name is, like, went to Carly's school, and that's how they started dating. But he also lives in the Everglades, but that's not where she lives. I was foggy on all how it all came to be, because she definitely
Well,
takes
like,
a flight.
in high school.
As long as
they
dead
went
girl's
to
dead,
school
I feel
together.
Okay,
good
so
about
Now
it.
but-
they're in college.
Okay, but where does she go? Does she go to college by the Everglades?
Well, I don't know. Probably. She
Okay.
went to college in Florida.
Okay, great.
Let's just say that.
We'll say
She
that.
works at
All right.
Disney-
Let's just
Disney
say
World.
that.
Let's say it.
Let's just say it, and we'll see what happens.
So we see that Carly is tied up like to a chair in some like remote cabin in the Everglades, or I don't know, something. And she's like really tied up. Like she's got the duct tape on the mouth. She's like, it's not a good situation. And Luke feels bad because, it was
Yeah.
his girlfriend. He's like, I feel bad about drugging these girls. And, this whole kidnapping thing is like a little bit out of like what I was anticipating doing. And
Yeah, and
the
that's
cousin-
when we find out that all he really wanted to do was drug them and take some embarrassing videos of them and
Yeah.
post them on social media. Wasn't planning on doing anything.
No, above
Just-
board.
Just wanted a little revenge because she left him. She broke up with him when she decided to go to college, and he like was feeling like, oh, she doesn't think I'm good enough for her. She thinks that she's better than me. And Pete's like, yeah, all these girls think they're better than us. They got what they got coming to them.
Your Pete impression is crushing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's giving like incel, like,
Yes.
except these guys are like really hot. They're like really hot.
Can we just for a second camp out on how freaking awesome Pete is? Like, Pete's a really bad guy. Pete's so cool. Like Pete,
Oh, yeah.
Pete's so cool, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Pete is somebody who I would have wanted to be hanging out with. If
Sleeveless
Pete. Ever
Pete.
came to, Pete comes to Bramblefest and I'm a puddle, okay?
Yeah, there's nothing you can do. Pete's awesome. And Pete's over there being like, girls won't give us the time of day. Like heck they won't, Pete.
Come on, Pete.
Look at yourself, Pete.
Yeah, Pete's like,
I mean, you
know.
said that Andrew Walker was like your number one Hallmark crush, and you held it together great with him.
great.
So I don't know if that's
I
true,
did.
Patrick.
See, but here's the thing. Pete is real life hot.
Okay.
Andrew Walker's like movie star hot.
Movie star hot.
There's a difference. Pete, I could actually meet at like the local Whole Foods, like at the salad bar.
Look,
You know what I
how
mean?
cool Pete is.
It's cool. That's a cool guy. That's a cool guy. You're
That's
right.
Pete.
I see what you're saying immediately, though.
That's Pete. That's Pete driving one of those boats with a fan.
As you do.
Pete is like somebody who I could like actually date in real life.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine, Patrick, being on a fan boat with Pete, having yourself a good
it'd be
time in the
great.
Everglades?
It's like, am I on The Bachelorette all of a sudden? What a dream.
What a dream.
So yes, so the boys are not good boys. They're bad.
not good
They're
boys.
bad boys.
Bad boys, bad
But they're
boys.
also like,
But it's
Yeah,
also
they're-
clear that Luke is, as far as the bad boys go, he has more of a conscience about this whole thing. Like, he feels bad about it. He feels like it's gotten out of hand. He throws out the idea of just letting the calling the cops, trying to figure out if there's a way that they can, spin this to help the girls but not get in trouble. So he's trying to, like, he feels bad about it but doesn't know what to do. And Pete's like, nah, man, these girls have what they got coming to them.
Pete, once again, coming in clutch with the perfect.
Thank
Just
you.
Perfect.
right. So Tori Spelling lands on her airplane or whatever, and she leaves
It's an
the
airplane.
airport, and
She lands on her airplane.
She does the thing that you're not supposed to do, like, accept rides. They're like, if someone's offering you a ride, you're not supposed to take it. They say it on the loudspeaker at the airport.
That's
Like,
right. See something, say something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you arrange your own ride, and you say, "Oh, are you my ride?" They shouldn't say, "Oh, can I give you a ride?" That's sketchy.
That's
Yeah,
sketchy.
that's not how rideshare works.
That's right.
Yes.
Right. So she gets asked by this hot guy, Ryan, who's movie star hot.
Movie star hot, not Pete.
Not Pete. He is just a random guy. He's like, "Oh, Tori Spelling, let me give you a ride from the airport." They get a ride, and as they're driving, like, she's like telling him about the daughter and all the stuff that's going on, and he's like, "I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you, kind of figure this out." And they go to find the friend who's in the hospital. She's not dead. Dead girl is in a coma.
Coma. Dead, coma, alive. Coma would be the correct answer for this.
Dead girl's in a coma.
She's in
I
a
know.
coma.
I know.
And right
She's not dead.
before Tori Spelling shows up, Pete walks in because Pete's gonna kill her. Pete's gonna
Yeah, he's gonna give, of course.
gonna give her the
Yeah.
pillow. And he hears, someone about to walk in, so he hides behind a curtain and then just listens in on what Tori Spelling says to dead girl, coma girl, if you will.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing that we need to know is Pete brought balloons for the dead girl, which is really nice.
So
like,
nice.
Feel better soon. You're awesome.
Yeah, stand-up
Smiley
guy.
Face.
Duh.
It's really, super nice. And he doesn't end up killing her. I don't remember what Tori Spelling said. Do you remember, Bran?
No, but basically he just kind of like leaves the pillow and walks out, which is fine. So she starts driving around with this guy and they're trying to figure out, what they're going to do. She tries to find the social media doesn't find it, but she just basically they like got rid of all of her daughter's social media page. So that's when she's like, oh, something's really bad going on here. Because remember, she was posting everything in real time.
Yes.
And so she's like, all she keeps saying is Miami Beach, like bring me to the beach, bring me to South Beach, and I'll figure it out. And wouldn't you know it, they get to South Beach, and she immediately recognizes the lifeguard tower because it's yellow, and apparently it's the only one of that kind in South Beach.
Sure.
And it's exactly where she needed to be. They found it right away.
They found it immediately.
They found it right away.
What luck?
Well, it's great because the movie is ticking down, and we gotta keep things going. So they find the bag. They're on the trail. Tori Spelling is like, the police are not helpful, so she's just gonna do it herself.
That's right. So inside of the bag is a couple of things. One, Pete and our guy Lucas, whatever, they left a key behind, and we don't really know what it is, but it says like 40 something on it. And then also there's a receipt for another bag. Remember, what's her name wanted to check her bag and her phone because of the pickpocketers. So she has the receipt to get that bag back. And it's at this point that Tori Spelling gets a call saying that Dead Girl is no longer in coma. Dead Girl's now fully live.
Fully live.
And so she's like, let's go and talk. And that's when she brings the receipt. And she doesn't remember a lot about the night, but she remembers I gave them my phone, but I had your daughter, share her location with me in case her phone got pickpocketed. So if you get to my phone, you might be able to track her down.
Yes. And, that's why tracking things are important.
That's why tracking things are important.
That's why they're important. Yeah.
So they start driving to like where the phone is located. And on the way, Ryan, our traditional hot guy, he's like, hey, Tori Spelling, this missing daughter thing reminds me of when my daughter died in a car crash. And Tori Spelling's like, oh, cool. Yeah. I'm sorry, bro. Like, what? Why would you say that right now? Like, we're trying to find my daughter and hopefully she's alive. Don't tell me about your daughter who died in a car crash.
That's right.
Sir?
There's nothing you can do. It is what it is. And this might comfort you, but your daughter, who we don't think is dead yet, she could be. Because mine
is. And I want to remember that. If you ever start to feel any solace or peace, probably dead. Remember, she's probably dead.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So Pete is onto them. He knows that they're kind of looking for that phone.
That's right.
He throws the phone in the swamp somewhere.
Right.
Right. He gets on his fan boat. He throws the phone.
He's so cool in
the
fan
swamp. Well, yeah, and he like stops at a gas station. He sees like things are like, there's like a picture of like the missing girl. He's like, oh no, people are onto us.
Right.
So he's trying to cover things up.
That's
and
right.
Luke is back watching Carly.
It's supposed to be. But again, like Luke just keeps like feeling bad for her. And so he like felt like he had tied the knots too tight. And so he loosens the knots.
Loosen the knot a little bit.
And that gives her enough time to kick him.
Yep.
Guys, hands still behind back. She runs off and jumps into the Everglades. And then just kind of does one of these numbers in the water.
One of the what?
That'll be called a dolphin kick. A dolphin.
It's one of those.
What you're
Incredible.
doing looks way different.
I'm
in the water.
In the water. You're kind of doing like
dolphin
that.
Kick.
It was amazing. Like her jumping into the water was laugh out loud funny to me. I thought it was because I don't know a ton about Everglades. I know gators, and there's so much wildlife in the Everglades that can and will kill you, especially if you don't have your hands. If they're tied behind your back, you're asking for it.
You're in a tough spot.
You're
there.
in a tough spot. You're in a tough spot. Mm-hmm. And then for some reason, Ray goes back to work and then leaves Tori Spelling. Leaves Tori Spelling by herself, which is great for Pete because Pete shows up and is like, hey, I can help you find where, that's tracking. That's the Everglades. Get my fan boat. I can take you to her.
Yes.
So great on
Tori
Pete.
Spelling and Pete, they get on the fan boat, and it is my dream come true. It is my date.
Yeah.
that we were just talking about, and he looks so strong, pulling the levers that turn the boat, because you don't. It's not like a sail. You're not like
No,
pulling the
you're
rope.
really some elbow grease.
That's
in
right.
there. Yeah.
What's interesting, and I think that fan boats are really neat, but I've never been on one. Fan boats, they just go, via the fan.
Yeah.
And then it has this thing, a little lever. I would think the lever would be speed up or slow down. It's not. The lever is left or right. You use
turning the fan
you use a
whichever way.
foot pedal to go faster. There's no brake.
And
Yeah.
no steering wheel.
You just kind of got to let off the gas, and,
Yeah.
and then
You gotta
the fan will stop, and then you'll stop as well.
It's like
This
curling.
this whole like lever thing, I thought that was going to change the power on which it is. And you know what? Everything they say about that, it could be a lie. That could be not how.
But for
airboats-
the three of us that know a lot about the Glades,
Yes.
and I think we've made that abundantly
Abundantly
clear.
clear. Yeah. We get a full airboat tutorial in this movie, and I feel like it's pretty gospel.
Pretty gospel.
Right.
Yeah.
I could drive one tomorrow.
You absolutely could. How about you drive us to break?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I love that for us.
Do you want to drive us to break?
Okay. Beep, beep.
He's backing up.
We're back.
Yeah, we are.
We're abducted in the Everglades. Carly just jumped in the water, hands behind her back. Tori
Hands behind her
Spelling
back.
is in an airboat with Pete, trying to find where the last known location of Carly's phone is. And that's where we are.
Man, it's getting real.
And they are like, the phone is pinging, when you're like looking for your phone and it pings. Tori Spelling's like, oh my gosh, it's here, where she's here. And she's like looking in the water for her daughter, and cousin Pete, he's a bad guy. Don't forget, he gets his oar, and he tries to hit her, or does she try to hit him?
Okay, here's what happens, okay? He stops right around the location, and I'm guessing you didn't rewatch this movie for this?
No, this is my note.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's so they stop right around where the phone last known location was, which was 8 hours ago. And he says something that makes Tori Spelling go, "Uh-oh, I don't know about him." And then she sees that the key that is in the thing is the same key number that she found in that bag. She puts it all together. So she goes to grab an oar. He has like a metal pipe, and they get into a little bit of a tussle. He basically just pushes her off the boat, and now she is just kind of like, I'm in.
Oh,
so
so
now
good.
both of them, both mother and daughter, are now in Everglades. And they're both going to die. Unless Ray's spidey senses started tingling and comes to
What are
her
the odds,
rescue.
though?
So high. Ray not only decided, hey, something feels wrong, I'm going to go try to find her. Finds her exact location in the water in all the Everglades. Ray just pulls right up and pulls her right out of the water.
How many acres?
It's so big,
in
Dan.
The Everglades?
It's so big.
1.5 million acres
It's
in the Everglades. My man is on it. First try. Spidey senses off the hook.
Finds her so quick. And you know how I know it's so quick? Because she says she's a really bad swimmer.
Oh no.
Yes.
They make it a point.
Which I believe.
Yes.
Do you guys know that Tori Spelling doesn't drink water?
What? In real life?
Like, she doesn't drink water, period.
What does she drink?
What does that mean?
She thinks water is disgusting, and she will not drink it.
But she needs it to live. What does she do for hydration?
She doesn't.
What does she do?
She drinks soda. She drinks juice.
There's a guy on this season of Survivor who's the same thing, doesn't like water, doesn't like the way it tastes, and makes a point of talking about how much he loves chocolate milk. And he never stops talking about how much he loves milk. And he wins a reward challenge, and waiting for him is some milk. And they put this like sensual music behind it while he's drinking the milk, and it
Disgusting.
is cinema.
Disgusting.
Pure cinema.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess some people just don't drink water. Period.
That's crazy.
They get water from other sources like fruit or I don't know.
You could
Yeah, I
add
don't
stuff
know,
to
man.
it. You could make like lemonade.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean, there's other things that have water in
Yeah.
it, but
So good
Yeah.
for
All
her.
right. Good for
Well,
Tori.
hopefully she didn't drink any of this water. It's swamp water. So
Oh, definitely. She had to like have a body double be in that water for her.
don't drink my swamp. That's my Shrek.
That's good. That's good.
not as good as your
That's right.
Pete, but you're working on it.
Why
Right.
are you drinking my swamp?
It doesn't sound like Shrek at all. You can't do that. You can't just yell at yourself and say it's
Stop
Shrek.
drinking
It's
my
not
swamp,
Shrek.
donkey.
All right, the donkey sounded when you said donkey.
Donkey's my keyword
It
here.
sounded donkey.
Donkey,
Donkey.
don't drink
Yeah.
my water.
Nope, you lost it.
Dang it.
Well, there we. Yeah. Look, we'll work on it. So
Will we?
Carly is still tied up. She's managed to make it out of the water herself as well. She's running through the woods. She unties her hands on like scraping the ropes on
Yeah,
a
she
log
found a
or
little
something.
bottle, a little glass bottle.
Yeah, and she finds like a little random house and breaks in and tries to hide and like call the phone.
Which
but the
you want to
phone
know
lines
what's
are
crazy
down.
about this? And maybe you can. I don't know enough about phones. But she picks up this house phone, wired,
House phone.
corded,
Mhm. Yeah.
dials 911, and the phone says this number cannot be completed as dialed.
Right.
It's 911. I figured 911.
911 has to be completed
the
as
one.
dials.
That's-
That's the one that you
Well-
can't do that on.
Sometimes you have to press 9 to get out.
Not
you
for
know.
911 though, right?
No,
So
you're
you mean
right.
that she dialed 9 to get out and
911
she
works.
just dialed 11?
Yeah.
No
But
way.
she gave up so quickly too. She did it once and was like, "We can't do this," and she's like, "Okay," hangs up, and
All right,
that's
well,
the end of that.
Yep.
Yes, and so she's hiding. Luke breaks in through a window, and the owner of the house comes back. And the owner of the house is somehow related to Pete or something. I'm
They've
not really
known each
sure.
other for a lot because they grew up there. Pete grew up there, and that's like his neighbor. His closest neighbor was this guy, so he knows this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and this guy's like, "Hey, what are you doing breaking into my house?" And Luke's trying to like make up a lie, but it's not working.
Yeah, he says, "I'm
Uh,
looking for a girl," blah blah blah. And so she sees this as her chance. She could have just waited until the guy walked in and been like, "Hey, keep it quiet," but he's not up to it. But she decides, "I'm going to bust through the door and be like, 'He lies, Luke lies.'" And his neighbor's just kind of like, "I don't know who's telling the truth here, but let's just go inside and call the cops and we can figure it out." And that's when Luke kind of like gets in a little tussle with him. He falls in, dies so fast.
so
I
fast.
can't emphasize how quickly this guy died. He hit his head, which I didn't know at the time. It looked like his head was fine, but he hit his head on the on the porch and died immediately.
Oh, man,
so that's
so-
tough for him.
Yeah,
Is
and,
dead.
and
Dead girl, not dead.
unlike Dead Girl, he's really dead.
He's
real
really dead.
Yes.
Not a false alarm. Really.
So now they've got a body to deal with. Pete and Luke are in a bad situation, right? They're arguing. They're like, "What is going on?" Like, Pete's like, "I've been out all day trying to like put out fires, and I come back and there's a dead guy here. Like, Luke, what are you doing? And you didn't even keep Carly like tied up. She got out and swam like a dolphin."
That's right.
As
You know?
Brand did so delicately earlier. Yeah.
Oh, you talking about this
So
right
as the-
here? When you jump into the water, you're just kind of like,
Yep, that's it. That's the one.
God, I just
So-
hate it so much.
So as they're, I mean, that really is like something that you do in swim practice. I'm just saying, like you put your hands behind your back and then you
N-
dolphin kick like that.
None of
That's-
them look
that's
like
real.
that. I can promise you.
"Well, I'm not in the water.
My-
I'm doing it above land."
Will you do
Yeah.
that in my pool this summer?
I can't swim without my arms out, not much less behind my back.
In the shallow end.
I'll give it a shot.
All right.
Look, if
Raymond
Michael
Nicholas
Phelps
.com.
can do it, you can do it.
Really?
So-
That's
Why-
the bar?
why
I
do
don't
you
think
go
that's
there?
not the way to do it at all.
If the greatest swimmer of all time can do it, so can you.
It's like saying if our kids can swim, you can swim. That would be a
Yes.
better way
Yeah,
of.
that's better.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There you
Yeah.
go. So Pete is gonna go out. He's like, "I'm gonna take care of this." He goes to the the dock of this property, and Tori Spelling's there with Ray, and Tori Spelling, she's got like a rake or something. And she's like, "Stop right there! You're a bad guy." Excuse me.
She's
And
getting a little choked up over it. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
an emotional scene.
That's right.
and this is like, she's like trying to reason with him, but there's no reasoning with him, right?
Right.
I don't know really how this happens, but where does Tori Spelling go and all this? Did
So
she
Tori
go with-
Spelling went to go find her daughter. Ray's like, I got him. And Pete ends up stabbing Ray. And then he runs to go and get on his fan boat. But Ray is still there. And then a snake bites Pete, which again, so great for great timing by Snake. And he starts dying, falls in the water, gets eaten by an alligator. And Ray walks
Yes.
away and he says, "See you later,
Alligator.
alligator."
He doesn't say
He
alligator.
doesn't say alligator.
Oh,
He just
man,
says,
it's
"See you
right
later."
there.
I know.
He just says,
Sheesh.
"See you later."
See you
And I was
later.
like-
It's right there.
I'm like, we couldn't put that in post.
Yeah, we definitely could have.
Somebody just going, alligator.
We could have 80-yard alligator. That's for sure.
See you later.
That's right.
Alligator.
And so she goes to find Carly, who and then finds Luke in the process, and they're able to, beat Luke and save the day. And they get into fan boat to run away, and Luke gets in another fan boat, runs away, and this is the funniest scene I've seen all year. Carly, Tori Spelling, Ray, they're in a fan boat.
Okay. Carly Rae Jepsen. is
Carly
in a
Rae
fan
Jepsen's
boat.
in a fan boat.
Got it.
Ray is stabbed, so Tori Spelling says, "I can drive. You gave me the tutorial earlier. I'm
it's
ready
easy.
to go."
Just let it go sooner than
She goes so fast, and he's like, "Remember, there's no brake. Remember, there's no brake." And then he says, "Go to the land right over there." And she goes to the land so fast, does
boy.
not stop. They hit the land, and they
Oh,
all
no.
go flying out of.
Flying.
It is so funny. I loved it so much.
I love that you explained how the fan boats work to me because you knew.
Yes.
It's a great job.
Thank you.
On the movie's part and on your part.
Oh,
But
yeah.
she never does the let up.
She doesn't. No, it's like it takes practice.
Ray
Yeah.
keeps going. There's no break. Hey, go to the land over there. She never lets up. And so that's tough. Luke shows up. There's a bit of Ray starts to argue with him. Carly starts to be like, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I hate you now. And that distracts him so that Tori can go and take the key out of the fan boat so that when the cops show up and he goes to try to make a run for it, he can't because the fan boat key is gone. He gets arrested. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Yes. Great. Tori Spelling is doing all the right things in this movie.
She's
She
quick
is-
on her
she's
feet, that Tori Spelling.
Yeah, she's saving her daughter, and she is not making any mistakes. So the police, they show up finally. They've been clued in somehow. And Luke tries to
Everglades
get
are
away.
small. We've already established that.
I don't know
Right.
where the cops came from. Yes, that's a great point.
Yeah, Luke gets on the boat. No key to start it. He is arrested. Everybody is saved. And Tori Spelling's like, I'm the mom of the year. And she says that she's mom 2.0. She's
Mom
she's-
2.0.
was 1.0. Now she's 2.0 because she not only has the tracker on the phone, she knows how to drive the fan boats.
And so
2.0.
the movie ends in what I assumed was a flash forward, but it's not. It's just the same week. And
Yeah,
Dead Girl is
Spring break.
fine.
Yeah, she's not dead.
She is back out of coma, back on the streets, ready to party.
There's other dudes out there
Drinking.
rubbing their hands together.
That's
that-
exactly right. And Tori Spelling does this thing where she's like, "Hey, you two have fun, but you know what? I trust you. Just be responsible. You don't have to check in with me."
Nah.
And I just feel like
Maybe not.
you swung so far the other way. Like, it is okay as a parent, even if your child is in college, after going through this insanely traumatic experience, to be like, "Hey, could you just continue to maybe check in on old mom every once in a while, that would have been
send me a
more
text.
than okay. But she's just like, do whatever. I trust you. Your old mom Tori Spelling, no problems.
Dear
Easy
gosh.
peasy.
She swung to Amy Poehler, cool mom.
Yeah,
real
Yeah,
she's so
all
cool.
the way through.
You just do whatever you want to. Just make smart choices
wise,
out there.
Make wise choices.
And then
everybody.
she and Ray go on a date on fan boat.
Yeah, of course. She's got to learn how to drive that sucker.
That's right. And that's the movie, right, Patrick?
Well, I have to just have one quabble because, according to my notes, it was a regular old motorboat.
Oh, it wasn't a fan
Was
boat.
it really?
Oh, my goodness.
And I have a picture of it, and it was a motorboat, not.
Oh my gosh, it is just a regular boat. What? Why?
I know why.
In a movie
It was
all
right
about
there.
all about the fan boats, why are we regular motorboat?
I think when they crashed the fan boat rental guy was like, "All right, movie
you're
people,
banned.
You
No
are
more.
not using my boat anymore."
Yeah, we're not allowed to do that anymore.
Yes,
but
and
yes.
that is the end of the movie. Yes. So now on the show, we either pour it up, which means yay, or put a cork in it, which means nay. And Dan hasn't seen the movie, so we'll start with Dan. Based on what we have explained to you, what are you going to do to this movie?
I'm always in a tough spot because I obviously would never choose to watch almost all of these movies. And I don't think I would choose to watch this one, but it's very clear that you two had fun watching it. It's also very clear that it's a wild time. Dead Girl's not dead. They know exactly where people are in the Everglades. The setting is fun. On the card's going to pour it up. On the card's going to pour it up just based upon what I heard. I don't know if I would watch it, but upon what I heard, it seems like it's a good time. It's Tori Spelling, the queen, back. Got to pour it up for Spelling. Pouring it up, Bran.
Yeah. This movie rules. I can't fully convey how incredible this movie is. I laughed so hard. I had such a great time from start to finish, and would watch again. A real treat for Bran to get to enjoy this movie. Thank you, Patrick, for
Wow, can't wait to watch again.
I should have watched it again because then I would have remembered all the little details. And yeah, I would watch this again. I think Tori Spelling really needs our support. You guys, like, don't forget, she got divorced from Dean.
Dean
Got no reality shows left. Her mom is
Who's Dean?
not giving her any
Dean
money.
Cain?
Dean Cain?
Dean.
Tori and Dean in love. I only know their first names.
I
Oh,
don't
okay.
know
Tori
anything
and
about
Dean
it.
in
so.
love.
I don't know. One
Dean
second. I think Brian may
McDermott,
have
Dean.
had some major mental lapse. Are you okay? What? Yeah, it's
We'll
not
get to
happening,
it in a
buddy. You're
second.
just gonna have to wait.
Yeah, we'll go with Dean. So that's sad. Yeah, she needs her support more than ever.
Yeah, so I say pour it up and let's get Tori Spelling in more movies where she's a mom saving her daughter in different locations that I confuse and conflate.
Fair.
Is that a pour it up?
Oh yeah,
It's a
definitely.
pour it up. It's a definite pour it up.
Definitely pour it up.
This is just goes without saying.
Patrick, thank you so much. This was so much fun. LifetimeUncorked.com for all of Patrick's reviews.
Even
reviews.
Patrick's, yes.
He also
Yeah.
reviews other Patricks. It's very
That's right.
interesting.
The Patrick
I
reviews.
So that's a different website, but it's really cool. All right, we'll be back next time with another Lifetime movie, so come on back for that. And until next time, we're the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmarks of Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.